Greetings, Fidri. Welcome to another session of Computer Networks. My name is Muhammad Rahmat Ali. In today's session, we are going to learn about email with reference to computer networks. We're going to see what do you mean by the architecture of email, what are the different parts with reference to email, what was the reason that email was introduced, and what are the advantages and disadvantages with reference to email. But before directly jumping into the topic, let me revise what are the things that we have studied in the previous session. We studied about the name server, domain name server, the namespace, what are the full form and partial form of domain names and domain networks. Now, in this session, we're going to learn about the emails. We're going to study about email. Now, what do you mean by this email? Email is a service which allows us to send message in electronic mode over the internet. Over the internet, it offers an efficient, inexpensive, and real-time means of distributing information among the people. Among the people, this email works on the application layer with reference to the OSI model. With reference to the OSI model, email works on the application layer. Now, why emails were been introduced? Why emails was introduced? We will see in the coming things. Now, what is the email architecture and its services? Now, they normally consist of two subsystems: the user agent, which allow people to read and send email, and the message transfer agent, which moves the message from the source to the destination. Now, before understanding this particular thing, let me understand the traditional method of sending messages to one another. What is the traditional way of sending messages from one another? It is postal service. It is postal service. Now, the post office will help you to post that particular letter to the destination where it is to be sent. That destination can be local, that destination can be global, it can be anything. But that particular not the police one, that particular post office will help you to post that particular letter to the destination. Post that particular letter to the destination. How it is been done? It is been done with reference to the address that is been written on the envelope. Now, whenever you like, if at all if you have seen, or if at all if you know how a letter should be written, there will be an envelope onto which in front the two letter address will be there, and at the back one from letter will be there, in the sense from address to address. In the sense, if at all that particular address or that particular letter is not been delivered, that can be resent back to the address from which it is being delivered, to which it is being delivered. If at all if you observe, like see, when you get your degrees, your original degree from the university, there will be a rule in such a way that if at all this particular degree is not being delivered to the actual person, this original degree is to be again returned to the university. It is to be again returned to the university. That's the only the reason you will be taken a signature for that. Like you particularly person has received this particular parcel or this particular envelope. So in the same way, electronically there will be something called as a user agent, which will help us in sending this particular message to other person. And who is the other one? There will be a message transfer agent which will be responsible for transferring things. The user is responsible for taking that information and to send it on the network. And who will be taking it into the network? It will be message transfer agent, which will move the message from the source to the destination. I hope you are with me. The second point is, the user agents are local program that provides a command based or menu based or graphical method of interacting with email system. Now, if at all you see Gmail, Yahoo Mail, Rediff Mail, or our college domain mail, in all the things you will be having the address. You will be having the address. For instance, Rahmat underscore Ali to you is my name, is my address of delivery, where if at all if email is coming, it should be delivered to this particular address called as rahmat_ali to you. And what is the domain that I am using? I am using a domain of Yahoo. I am using the domain of Yahoo. This is also very important. This is also very important with reference to the delivery of that particular email or message on which domain and also on which address. Now how it is been interacted? It is been interacted with command based, menu based or graphical methods of interacting on email system. Now what is the next point? The message transfer agents are typically system daemons, that is process that is run in background. Their job is to move email through the system from your source system to the destination system. That destination can be any of the devices. It can be a mobile device, it can be a tablet, it can be a laptop, it can be a personal computer, it can be anything. It can be anything. So moving forward, typically email systems support 5 basic functions. Typically, what are the 5 basic functions? The first one is the composition, refers to the process of creating a message and answers. Like when you click on compose, either you create a new email, or when you click on reply, you will reply to an answer, or you will reply to the question that is been asked in the email. Now refers to the process of creating messages and answers. Although any text editor can be used for the body of the message, the system itself can provide assistance with addressing and the numerous headers fields attached to each messages. For example, when answering a message, the email system can extract the originator's address from the incoming email and automatically insert into the proper place in the reply. Like I have told you, when you click on reply, that to address will be replaced to the with the email address onto which you are sending the email, and also in the subject part it will be returned as RE, which indicates this message is replying. If at all that subject is been written with FW, it means this message is being forwarded. It is not been replied, but it is been forwarded. Now moving forward, second function is transfer. What it says: transfer refers to moving messages from the originator to the recipient. In large part, this requires establishing a connection to the destination or some intermediate machines outputting the messages and releasing the connections. Now the email system should do this automatically without bothering the users. And also, if at all, if you understand, some of the email domains will be accepting emails only of their domain only. If at all, if you want to send an email from that domain to other domains, it will not allow you. And also it will not allow of receiving any of the email from other domains. For an example, our college, ISL Engineering College, doesn't allow any other emails or any other domains to accept the email. If at all, if I want to email from yahoo.com to islengg.ac.in, it will not accept. Neither it will send an email to yahoo.com from islengg.ac.in. So this is how it will work. In some cases this happen, in some cases this also can happen, in the sense that it depends on the domain which we are using. Now the third one is reporting. What do you mean by this reporting? Reporting has to do with telling the originator what happened to the message. Was it delivered? Was it rejected? Was it lost? Numerous applications exist in which confirmation of delivery is important and may even have legal significance. Now this is a thing like, well, your honor, my email system is not very reliable, so I guess the electronic subpoena just got lost somewhere. This is just to explain you the things. Okay, this is with reference to their reporting. When you send an email, you will get a confirmation message that stating that your message or your email has been sent. Your message has been sent. Now the fourth one is displaying incoming messages. Displaying incoming messages. When you refresh your email box, you will be receiving an email, and if at all you have sent it, that particular email will be sent from draft to sent folder, from draft folder to sent folder. So displaying also very important in reference to receiving an email, sending an email, transferring the email from draft to sent folder. Now what it says, display incoming messages is needed so people can read their emails. Now sometimes conversation is required or a special viewer must be invoked. For example, if the message is a PostScript file or digitalized voice, simple conversation and formattings are sometimes uh, attempted as well. Now moving forward, the last or the fifth point is disposition. What do you mean by this disposition? Disposition is a final step and concerns what the recipient does with the message after receiving it. After receiving it, whether you will read it, whether you will not read it at that instance, whether you will delete it, whether you will make it as archive, it's all upon the user who is receiving at the end. Now what it says, possibilities includes throwing it away from reading, throwing it away from reading, saving it, and so on. It should also be possible to retrieve and reread saved messages, forward them or process them in other ways. And also this can happen, you have already opened an email, now you want to make that email unreadable, so there will be an option to make it unreadable, so that whenever you come to the inbox again, it will remind you that you have not read this message, you have not read this particular message, so that you can again use that option to reread that message. So these are the different options with reference to the email that is being possible. These are different things that are being there with reference to the emails. Now moving forward, now email or electronic mail message format. What is the format of the message? The first one is electronic email, or email is one of the most widely used service of the internet. The service allow an internet user to send a message in a formatted manner, which is a mail, to another internet user in any part of the world. The message in the mail not only contains text but also contains images, audios and videos data. The person who is sending mail is called a sender, and the person who is receiving the mail is called as recipient. It is just like post mail services. It is just the post mail services. Now this is very important with reference to the format of email. See, if at all if you are sending the message globally, then there should be a standard format that need to be followed. Now what is the format that need to be followed? An email consists of three parts. That as an envelope, which consists of the to and from address, the header in which you will be you will be telling whom to deliver, from whom actually is to be delivered, from whom it is getting delivered, and the last one is the body. Header and body is also called as the message text, is also called as the actual message or the message text. Now moving forward, what it says, now what is an envelope? The envelope part encapsulates the message. It contains all information that is required for sending an email, such as destination address, priority and security levels. The envelope is used by MTAs for routing messages. Now what do you mean by this MTAs? MTA means message transferring agent. MTA stands for message transferring agent, or message transferring agents or agent. Okay. Now this envelope consists of the source and destination address. This envelope consists of the source and destination address of that particular thing. Now this envelope is required to deliver the text of the message or audio video message to that particular person of that particular domain. Now moving forward, what do you mean by this header? Now the header consists of a series of lines. Each line field consists of a single line of ASCII text specifying field name, colons and values. The main header file or header field related to message transport are to, copy to and BCC, from, sender, received or return path. It is all similar to traditional postal system. Now we'll see who specifies the DNS of the primary recipient, in the sense whom it need to be delivered, and CC refers to a carbon copy. It specifies address of secondary recipient, in the sense whatever is being sent to the recipient, the same carbon copy is to be sent to another person. The next one is BCC. It refers to blind carbon copy. It is very similar to CC. The only difference between CC and BCC is that it allows user to send copy to the third party without primary and secondary recipient knowing about this. Okay, what do you mean by this primary and secondary recipient? Primary is the 2-1 and secondary one is the CC1. Okay, the primary is 2 and secondary is CC. And what is BCC? Blind carbon copy. And the next one is from. From specifies the name of person who wrote the message. Now from will come from your mailbox. When you send the message, the receiver will receive the message in such a format. It says from you have received to his email address, the body of the message and the text of the message. Now sender, it specifies email address of a person who has sent the message, and received means it refers to identity of sender's data and also time message was received, in the sense when that message was sent, when it is been received, and it also contains the information which is used to find bugs in routing system. For an instance, I'll tell you. Here in India, the time is, for an example, 10 in the morning. At another place, the time will be 12:30 in the evening. So there is a time difference of 2.5 hours. When I am sending an email at 10 o'clock, when he will receive the email? He will receive an email at 12:30. He will receive an email at 12:30 local to his time. But for me, that local time is 10 o'clock. Now this conversion is to be done. So how it is been done? This has been done internally, that we will be seeing in the later part. But as of now, remember that need to be maintained. This contain all of the information when this particular email was sent, when it was been received, and what is the difference, and all of the information required for the particular thing. The last one is the return path. It is added by the message transfer agent. This is part used to specify how to get back to the sender. It means if at all you have sent an email and it has got bounced back, that email is not been delivered to that particular person, so it should revert back to you stating that this particular email is not being received by the receiver. I told you an example with reference to your original degree. If at all the concerned person has not received that particular degree, it will again be returned to the university. In the same way, if at all you have sent an email from your side to the receiver, so that if at all that receiver has not received that email, it should have a return path, so that that particular email or that particular mail can be returned back to that particular path. Now the next one is the body. Now what do you mean by this body? The body of a message contains the text that is actual contained message that need to be sent, such as employee who are eligible for new health care program should contact their supervisor by next Friday if they want to switch. This is a sample example. This message body also includes signature or automatically generated text that is inserted by the sender's email system. If at all if you observe, in the below part you will be receiving a signature stating that it's me who has sent you that email. It's me particularly who is sending you this particular message along with my digital signature, along with the digital signature. Now, moving forward, what are the advantages with reference to email? What are the advantages with reference to email? Email has proved to be powerful and reliable medium of communication. Here are the benefits of email. The first one is it is reliable. Many of the mail systems notify the sender if email message was undelivered. It is convenience, like there is no requirement of stationery and stamp. One does not have to go to post office, but all these things are not required for sending or receiving an email. This has been compared with reference to the traditional postal system. That is the reason it has been saying in this way. Now the next one is the speed. The speed is very fast, however the speed also depends upon the underlying network. And the next one is inexpensive. The cost of sending an email is very low, and it is printable. It is also easy to obtain a hard copy of an email, also an electronic copy. An email can also be saved for records, like in the same way how the chats are being leaked and it has been taken in a printable format of 3000 pages, 500 pages, xyz type of things. Okay, now the next one is it is global. It is global. Email can be sent and received by a person sitting across the globe through the help of World Wide Web, that will be studying in the next topic. The next one is the generality. It is also possible to send graphic, program and sound with an email. So these are the advantages with reference to the emails. Now what are the disadvantages? For everything there are advantages and disadvantages. So what are the disadvantages? As a part of several benefits of email, there also exist some disadvantages discussed below. The first one is the forgery, with reference to spam emails, unknown person sending an email, or unauthorized persons sending you an email without your permission. Anything can happen. Like see, if at all there are some of the letters that are coming to your home without any address written on it, there is someone who is blackmailing you for that particular thing. Anything can happen. The first one is a forgery, in which email does not prevent from forgery, that is someone impersonating the sender, since the sender is usually not authenticated in any way. The next one is overload. Like convenience of email may result in a flood of emails, like you will be receiving n number of emails from n number of people on daily basis, like you know, to delete all of the emails. Then the next one is misdirection. It is possible that you may send email to an unattended recipient, unknowing, like you know, instead of sending an email to Rahmat_Ali to you, you are sending an email to Rahmat Ali to you. So Rahmat Ali to you is very much different from Rahmat_Ali to you. So this also can happen. Junk, in a sense, the junk emails are undesirable and inappropriate emails. Junk emails are sometimes referred as spam. And no response. It might be frustrating when the recipient does not read the email and respond on regular basis. If at all it is with reference to a letter format or a one-to-one conversation, then you can expect an response. But with reference to emails, you cannot expect a response. Whether you will respond or not, it may take months, it may take time, or it may take 1 second to reply for that particular email. Now, electronic email message transfer and final delivery. What it says, it's the standard that allow us to send email to virtually anyone. When someone sends an email message, it flows through a series of steps to reach the destination. What is the destination? When an individual writes a message, it usually done in an email client like Outlook or Apple Mail, in the web-based service like Gmail. Now, however, when the message is transactional email like shipping notice or a password reset, the message is created automatically by those systems, usually using an email API, or marketing messages are generated by automated systems as well, although usually a large batches rather than one at a time like transactional messages. The next one is, in both the cases, whether the message is created by an email client or by an automated system, it is specifically formatted to be transmitted over the internet using a standard called as Simple Mail Transfer Protocol, or SMTP. This is the thing that we have studied in the previous session in the first or second unit part of our computer networks with reference to SMTP. Now, the sender's mail server, technically called as Mail Transfer Agent or MTA, that I have told you in the previous slides, look up at the domain.com or domain portion of the recipient email address in the domain name system. Now, server to determine which destination email server referred to email exchange or MX it should contact to deliver that particular message. Now, the next point is sending and receiving server communicate using SMTP protocol. The receiving server accepts the message so that it can be delivered to the recipient. Now, the recipient email client retrieves the message using the standards like Post Office Protocol or POP or Internet Messaging Access Protocol IMAP to download the message so it can be read. So this is all with reference to electronic email or electronic mail or emails. If at all you have any doubt with reference to today's topic, you can write me on my email address rahmat_lepu@yahoo.com, or you can come down to college for a personal conversation or a personal doubt clarification session. That's all for now. Hope you have understood something. See you in the next session. Until then, take care. Bye bye.